Pascal. You are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild, Haitian in the building, so original. Got the haters catching feelings. Get your hands up to the ceiling and keep them held high, cause St. Louis isn't ready. Forget about it, goodbye. Hold up, we just saying hi. Five somebody, rise up. Weekdays, catch us live, somebody. Let's go.
Good afternoon. Good evening and good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Pascal Show. Hope you guys are all doing well out there. Hope this show finds you in good spirits, as it should. Another day above the dirt is always a blessing. Let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it a buck. We got some breaking news for you guys. And honestly, what? Seriously, what? What now, man? What now? And the things that are being said, like what? Like I get it. But I get why they're pulling everything, but this is desperate. But anyway, let's get into this. Like, what the hell is going on? Do me a favor, hit that like button down below, crush it, do what it do. Hit that follow button if you're watching on these other platforms like Facebook, X/Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Rumble. Hit that follow button. Do not forget to hit that subscribe button, please and thank you. Crush it. Go to my secondary channel. Crush that subscribe button over there as well. That'd be awesome. I got some breaking news for you guys. This is going to be a short show, but I wanted to give you guys this update because I thought I could take a break, but nope. More BS is coming out. More BS is coming out. So hit that subscribe button here. Hit that join button down below. Become a member. Check out my Patreon. Check out my locals. Check out that merch. We got some really great merch. I just showed you guys the sweater in the earlier show. Check it out. All right. And of course, I got the GoFundMe. It's pinned to the top of the chat. I got a holiday special that I'm in the middle of putting together right now as we speak. We're in the middle of shooting a lot of stuff right now. So please, check out that Patreon. Check out that GoFundMe. That'd be greatly, greatly appreciated. Okay, guys, let's get into this. All right. I don't have a whole lot of time, so we're going to have to blaze through this thing pretty damn quickly. And here's the thing. Okay. Now, I get it. Diddy's team is going to do everything in their power to try to make everything go down. Like, try to get him out as quickly as possible. But here's the thing. Now they are doing something that now this is getting embarrassing. And let me just say that this is getting embarrassing for Diddy and Diddy's team. This is getting ridiculous. At first it's, oh yeah, they took all this information they leaked this video. There's a mole in the feds that's giving all this information to the news and to media and all that. Then it was, hey, no. All those legal pads, all those notebooks that he has, those were all legal stuff. That was all attorney-client privileged information. You guys broke the law. But now this is a new one. This is getting embarrassing, guys. This is getting very embarrassing. They're almost at the point of groveling, in my personal opinion. So now they're saying that his team actually has the audacity to literally sit here and say that they edited the video specifically to make the diddler look bad out here in the court of public opinion. They actually said that the video is altered so that Diddy looks bad. Do you realize how dumb this is? Do you realize how dumb this is? How dumb is it, Pascal? Well, I will tell you. Thank you so much for asking. Here's the reason why it's so freaking dumb. Well, let's keep it a bean. The video does not change anything on what he does to Cassie. The interaction that he does, like literally at one moment, I'm like, man, are you telling me this be AI? And if you do, shut up. Listen. And if you want some collagen peptides, go on over to Native Path. No, they are not a sponsor. Moving on. You've got to miss me with this nonsense. You really, now you're saying it was edited. Now they have officially said it is the wind. They have literally now said the reason why we lost the game is because it was the wind. Now they literally say this video was edited to make him look like he was a bad guy. Okay, sorry. It doesn't matter how many times you edit this thing. He is still putting his paws on that woman, period, point blank. I don't understand why we are looking at this and they're going, oh, they edited it. But they edited it. That's not fair. So he should get, but he should get bail because he would. Shut up. See, like, seriously, I didn't expect, like, seriously, I didn't think my blood was gonna boil today. You feel me? Like, we just got done with a really, like, sad, very disturbing interview. You know, we watched all that ish, and now it's that's what they did. They did. They edited it so that the judge would deny bail. Come on, man. What are they editing? So the whole thing was AI. They just put an AI image of Diddy and just put him around and made him do all the attacking on Cassie. They brought all the best people of CGI and put this whole thing together to make it look like Diddy was attacking Cassie, when indeed he actually is attacking Cassie. So what the is going on here? Like I said, they're going, it was the wind. It wasn't me. It was the wind. Lace is out. Einhorn is Finkel. Finkel is Einhorn. Shut up. Yeah, it was a stunt double. Come on now. It was a stunt double that showed up and did all this. It was a reenactment for Maury Povich. Like, what the hell are you talking about? Stop. Yes, it was the one-armed man. Come on, man. Come on. It was aliens. It was ancient aliens, man. Came light years away, man, from another galaxy, man. Let's get into this. This is so stupid. And guess what? We even have paperwork that's 20 pages long to talk about this ash. I'm dead. Come on. Oh, let's get into this article so we can get to this paperwork. Literally, they're going, but for 20 pages. 20 pages. All right. If you see my if you haven't they haven't caught my disdain. Hopefully you get it now. So let's get into this. Diddy is accusing federal. I'm sorry, I can't do this. I can't even read this without laughing. I'm sorry. I'm going to try that again. I'm going to try that again. Focus. Take 2. Action. Diddy is accusing federal prosecutors of dirty pool, claiming they showed the judge an edited version of the Cassie attack video to make him look more dangerous than he is. What the? How is it? How are you? What does? How Sway? How Sway? How? It's dangerous already. You can show 3 seconds of it. It doesn't matter. You can show the whole thing unedited, or you can show 5 seconds of it. The judge is going to still sit and look at that and go, whoop, yep, he did put his hands on her, and that's really bad. Yep, that's bad. Mm-hmm. He's dangerous. That's bad. It's still no matter what. Oh my God. Diddy and his attorneys filed new docs ahead of his bail hearing scheduled for Friday, so tomorrow, which we will be watching, okay, as a fam, accusing prosecutors of mischaracterization, and concealing critical facts, including allegedly editing the sequence of events that happened on March 16th. In the March 16th surveillance video. So you mean to tell me that they may have like cut off at 5 seconds or a minute before or a minute after, and they're still sitting there going, nope. If you're gonna show him attack Cassie, you need to show the whole thing. Because if you only show 5 seconds of it or a minute of it, it still just shows that he's just a dangerous man. If you're gonna show the full video, show the whole thing. Do you realize that just sinks in even more to the judge if he has to sit through minutes of him attacking Cassie? How is that helping Diddy's case? In fact, I would want to see a short video of it. I feel like I'd feel more anger as the seconds ticked by watching how he treats this young woman in this video. How is this working why are they acting dumb? Why are they acting dumb right now? Someone explain this to me. Wouldn't you want just a few minutes of it, or an edited, concealed version of it, so that he doesn't see the whole doggone thing of him dragging her down a hallway, using his feet, his fist, throwing a vase, some of y'all say vase, at her? It was a used vase, had flowers in it. He threw it so hard, the flowers fell out of it and fell right at his feet as he threw a vase at this woman. Where they were doing you a service, baby. They are doing everything they can to try to get this man out. And the fact is what if the judge already saw it and he totally forgot about it until just now, until this filing? Think about it. He's like, oh yeah, that video, damn, it was crazy though. Yeah, he's dangerous. I don't know if I can let him go. Because now they're going, they edited it. Because they edited it. Oh my God. All right. Let's move on. They claim the government has the more complete version of the surveillance video, presumably the version the world saw when it was released, but instead tweaked the order of events to offer their quote unquote most powerful evidence of danger and obstruction. Diddy insists the video shows no evidence of a freak-off, but rather a domestic dispute in which he ran down the hall of the hotel to recover his clothes and cell phone. That was not a domestic dispute. That was a beatdown. Last I checked it. I haven't seen that video in a long time and have no interest in watching it ever again. But still, I have a feeling we'll be seeing it circulate around while the trial is going on and all that stuff. But let's keep it real. It still shows him doing some very bad things to an unarmed woman who is not doing any crimes to him at all. It's not like he's protecting himself. He's putting his paws on her, period, point blank. You keep your doggone hands to yourself. No matter if it's a man or a woman, you keep your doggone hands to yourself. And what happened? He's running down with a towel wrapped around his waist. He is putting his paws on her, tossing her around, attacking her while she's on the ground, trying to drag her across the ground whilst still pinching a little tiny towel around his bloated waist. Not to mention throwing a vase at this woman as well. Let's not forget all those things. It doesn't matter the sequence of events. What he did is what he did. It does not matter. What he did is something he should not have done, period. As for some, the violence depicted in that video, Diddy says he didn't, quote unquote, drag Cassie down the hall, nor did he throw a vase at her, but it's in the video. He claims he only threw the contents of the vase at Cassie. Okay, doesn't matter if he threw the whole vase or flowers at her. It doesn't matter. He shouldn't have thrown anything at her in the first doggone place, guys. Come on, this is so dumb. He's fighting. You know, it's that scene at the very end of one of those Star Wars movies, and Anakin's on the bottom of the hill, and Obi-Wan is on the top, and he's like, "You can't fight me no more, Anakin. You're at the bottom of the hill," right? And then he runs and he jumps at him, trying to do some Jedi jump. And then what does Obi-Wan do? Cut off all his legs and arms, right? Just ridiculous. Moving on. He says the video is really just a sad glimpse into a decade-long consensual relationship of just attacks. Yeah. Okay. And not evidence of a coerced freak off or STing. Okay. It still shows that you put your paws on somebody in a very vicious way. And yes, sure, he didn't fully drag her down by her hair down the hallway, but he was damn near close to it. He tried. He didn't do it. Or he tried. He wasn't super successful, but he damn sure gave that college try. He definitely tried. So what are you talking about? What are you talking about here? The overall allegation Diddy's making is that prosecutors are trying to make him seem more dangerous than he is, so the judge will keep him behind bars pending trial. Yes, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if he had his hands, if this was edited around or not. He should not have had his hands on her in the way that he did, period. It is caught in 4K. You can see it's been seen all over the world. Everybody has reacted to it. The judge has seen it. You can cut it. You can leave it unedited. It doesn't matter. What happens in the video is deplorable. There is no excuse for it. You can miss me with the fact that he's sitting here saying, "Oh, instead of like, okay, you know what I did was wrong, and I should pay for that for sure." He does, instead of him, he's not saying that. Instead of him saying that, he's going, "No, it was a consensual relationship. It was real toxic, and that's all it was. That's what it was." See, now the state, the government trying to throw me off, man. They trying to make it seem like I'm something else. No, you just showed your true self in that video. You put your paws on someone, and you should have kept your doggone hands to yourself. But here's the thing. His team is going to do everything they can to try to change everything around, to make any excuse he can under the sun so that he can save face, right? But this doesn't change a damn thing. It doesn't. The judge is going to laugh at this paperwork and go, "Really? You really think that that these guys are moving mountains? Moving mountains to show that you're a dangerous man?" This was a ground ball, baby. You know what? This wasn't even baseball. It was T-ball. This video so easy. It wasn't even hit. You just handed him the out. You just handed him that little wiffle ball and said, yeah. The man who actually hit the ball, went, got the ball, walked over and handed it to one of the players on the opposing team and said, yeah, go ahead and tag me. And he goes, oh, tag, you're out. Thanks. Did that just happen? Literally. This is nothing. You gave that to the state. You gave that to the government. Why are you getting mad about something that you tried to hide and was found later? So as you sit here and try to make it seem like it's something that it's not, the government and the judge are both laughing at you, thinking that this is comical. So let's take a look at this. We're not going to look at this whole 20-page thing because I think this is absolute manure. Because like I said, Black Anonymous, Sean grasping at straws combs. All right? Grasping at straws. That's all he's been doing. Sean Grump? I'm confused. I'm confused about that. Explain that one. I'm wondering about what that one means. But anyway, he's trying everything he can. He is trying to move mountains right now. His team is trying to move mountains right now to basically say technicality, or what they believe to be technicalities so that the judge can go, fine, just let him out. Jeez. But they're not going to. And if they do, I will be shook. I truly will be amazed by that information. But let's take a look at this. Like I said, we're going to comb through this. See what I did there? That wasn't intentional, but now it was. But I'm going to comb through this really quick so that we can look through this, some of these claims. All right? So let's take a look at this. So in the introduction, the government persuaded Judge Carter to detain Mr. Combs by claiming its video of an 8-year-old incident was evidence of STing, and by making unsubstantiated claims of witness tampering. The defense rebutted those arguments through its own proffer, but lacked access to key evidence that would corroborate its rebuttal. Nearly 2 months later, much has changed. Most importantly, discovery produced after the initial bail hearing, some of it after this motion was filed, shows the narrative the government presented then was fictional. For instance, we now know that even before it arrested Mr. Combs, the government possessed confirming his account of the March 5th, 2016 incident at the Intercontinental Hotel. But instead of presenting that video to the court, the government submitted an altered video that omitted key scenes and presented elements materially out of order. Again, to me, it does not matter if it's in sequence or if it's out of order. If the video is majority of him putting his hands on Cassie, then that's it. And yes, Epi, that's funny that your name is Epi, but then I'm not saying, because I called the Steen guy Epi. So anyway, Epi is right. He even did an apology video confirming without a shadow of a doubt that he put his hands on Cassie Ventura. Let's be real. Doesn't matter what order or out of order this video is, but let's continue on. The prosecutors also claimed that there was a second video, but they have never interviewed her, and messages produced in discovery confirm she was not a victim. Likewise, communications produced in discovery show Mr. Combs' contacts with witnesses were innocuous and consistent with his right to participate in his defense by developing potential defense witnesses. The government's opposition brief confirms that bail should be granted. It spills much ink, insisting the court lacks authority to reopen the bail proceedings, even though the controlling authority clearly establishes the court's ample discretion to do so. The government also offers no response to many of the cases cited in Combs' motion, including 2 other STing cases that in which bail was granted. These particular cases. Instead, the government reprises the same disingenuous tactics it used in the prior proceedings. Like, they keep on saying that the government is doing dirty. The government is doing dirty. Hey, judge, the government's doing dirty. Did you know that the government's doing dirty? The judge, they edited it. That's all they're doing. It took full advantage of the detention order scouring Diddy's communications to try to find some actual evidence to substantiate its obstruction allegations. But once again, the government's theatrical spin on the evidence omits key context and creates a misleading picture. For instance, it makes much of Diddy's contacts with others, but is unable to point to any communications involving actual tampering efforts. What the hell? And it omits key parts of conversations, which show that Diddy was not pressuring anyone or telling anyone what to say about anything. Okay. Likewise, its allegations about MDC rule violations are false or overblown. They are literally trying to do everything they say and go, wait a second. Oh, no. You got this wrong. What happened here, what you see here, is that they're just combing through a whole bunch of phone calls and communications that he had with the outside world, and they're just trying to fabricate some more things to make it seem like he's just Dr. Evil. But actually, if they're saying that he's hopping around on other people's accounts to make phone calls to the outside world, doing 3-way calls to try to get those people to do things for him, whilst being on these other people's phone lines, clearly it shows that this guy is doing something. He's a snake. Where is the argument here? Why are they doing everything they can? I mean, I get it. They're singing for their supper. This is what his defense team is doing. But like I said, they're making a mountain out of a molehill. When they don't have a case, but they're going to push back because that's their job. But it's crap. It's total crap what they're trying to say here. There's no legitimate legal basis for continuing to force Diddy to prepare for trial from jail. Jesus. Hamburger. They're literally going, well, he needs to go in a room with a thread count of at least 1,000. He needs a huge flat screen TV. He needs his laptops and his iPads. And honestly, he just really needs his PS5. So he cannot function right now behind bars. It is unjust, Your Honor. The government is unable to show that the extremely restrictive proposed conditions are insufficient to prevent any possible danger or obstruction. The revelations about the recent MDC raid only confirm that it is possible for Diddy to work. That is impossible, for Diddy to work with his counsel on a confidential basis to develop his trial strategy from jail. Plenty of other inmates have done the same damn thing, and they still doing it right now, girlie. They're still doing the damn things right now. All of them locked up. Shut your mouth. Oh my God, I'm moving on. He is entitled to pretrial release under the Bail Reform Act and Constitution. Like, seriously, this guy needs to, they just need to stop. Okay? They really, really need to stop. The fact that they're literally going out of their way to basically say, oh, no. You listen to all those audios wrong. You got it all wrong, though, bruh. All wrong. All messed up. You wrong. Then on top of that, oh, he can't do anything behind bars. Clearly, when they had the notes, those notes were attorney client privileged information. So clearly, the fact that they got their hands on the stuff, they already know what our approach is going to be. They already saw the inside of what we're planning to do for the trial. So clearly, he needs to be somewhere where he can't get raided every single day. This is too much for me. The court should exercise its ample discretion to reopen the bail hearing. Okay, so because motion presents new material information. Let's take a look at this. The government's efforts to disparage the significance of the new evidence supporting Diddy's motion are nothing more than empty rhetoric. The evidence cited in Diddy's motion fundamentally undermines the government's prior representations as to the quote-unquote weight of the evidence and quote-unquote the nature and seriousness of the purported danger he presents. That is more than sufficient to demonstrate changed circumstances, which is satisfied by showing quote-unquote strength of the primary evidence relied upon by the government to demonstrate danger has been undermined by new information. The specific evidence outlined in this motion or in Diddy's motion was not available at the time of the initial hearings. Although the defense had a general understanding of Mr. Combs' past interactions with individuals like Cassie, or she's victim one under here, and she will always be in perpetuity, let's be real. We did not have access to the specific contents of the relevant correspondence because it was contained on devices that were seized from Diddy's, but had not yet been produced to him. Thus, the government's claim that, quote unquote, nothing about the content of the text messages between the defendant and Cassie were unknown to him at the time of the initial hearing is false. The government does not dispute the other evidence, such as the blah, could not have been known to Combs during the initial hearings. Just one example, Combs did not know that directly contradicted the government's claims at the detention hearings. And I wonder what that redaction is. Nor did Combs know that the government was portraying a second woman as a purported victim, even though it has never even been spoken or has never even spoken to her. This is sufficient new information to reopen the hearing. And this is, of course, another case filing. New documentary evidence that called into question grand jury testimony sufficient to reopen bail hearing. The government's separate argument that the court has no inherent authority to reopen the hearing because this case has been reassigned is baseless. The court is entitled to consider the basis for the detention order in deciding whether to reopen. We are not asking the court to rule that Judge Carter erred, which is what this case filing addressed when it observed that a second district court judge is not quote unquote authorized to review the decisions of a previous district court judge. Okay, we are simply offering new evidence and additional conditions in response to the reasons Judge Carter gave for detaining Mr. Combs, the diddler. As the Second Circuit has clearly instructed, quote unquote, the act leaves the decision to reopen a hearing to the sound discretion of the district court. And a prior detention determination is a natural reference point against which to measure the materiality or something like that of new information for the purpose of reopening the hearing. So let's move on to this. Now, blah, 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 motion to receive more material information demonstrating. And now what's interesting about what was said or said just a second ago, they keep on talking about how hard they are working really, really hard to talk about this fact that there is a second another victim that's never been mentioned, never been put out here, but the government has this second victim, but they haven't even talked to the victim, haven't even made sure that this particular victim is properly vetted and all that stuff as well. Now, I don't know about all that. I remember in the last filing from the prosecution, they basically said that the person that we put in there as a victim is indeed a victim and is on a retainer, gets paid a monthly retainer by the diddler right now as we speak. Maybe not anymore now he's locked up, but at the same time, at that time, she was getting paid by Diddy, a monthly retainer. He also had allegedly some damning footage of her as well. So she was also getting blackmailed as well. So prosecution's basically saying, like, we have her and nothing's changed. Period. Nothing's changed. Now, here's the thing. Do we know who that victim is? So far, we don't know who that is. We don't. The public doesn't. We hope to find out something soon, but prosecution says that they have that information. The defense is trying to make it seem like they're hiding her. I don't know about all that. But let's continue. Like I said, he's doing everything he can to move mountains right now. So on November 13th, 2024, the government produced even more material new evidence, including more videos, I'm assuming, of the March 5th hotel incident with Cassie. The government had this file or this video as early as August 7th, 2024, yet only produced it to the defense after Diddy filed his renewed motion for bail. This hard drive, maybe, consists of such and such, used to create the government's principal piece of evidence at the earlier bail hearings. An edited, manipulated version of the video published by CNN. So, again, they're saying that the edited version that we all saw as well is also manipulated. And let me tell you this too. They're not wrong. Yeah. That part, they're not wrong. It is edited. What we saw is an edited video. For sure. There's jump cuts and everything in the doggone video. You don't see the whole thing. We just see snippets of it. We don't see the whole doggone thing. But yes, it's edited. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. What he does in that video is incriminating enough. Sure. You can see maybe in the very beginning it's her stepping out of the door and going, how dare you, and then she turns around and runs down the hallway, and that's what we see. She could have shoved him before she ran out the door, and we don't see that clip. But everything else is enough for us to know that Diddy's a very dangerous man. He put his feet on her, man. I can't say certain words or certain phrases, but he put his feet on her when she was down. He attacked her while she was down. That says enough. You don't need to re-edit and see the whole doggone thing. What you see is a man overpowering a woman while she's trying to get into a elevator. That's it. The dragging, the attacking, the etc., all those things is evidence enough of a very dangerous man. So yes, the video that we've all seen, hell yeah, it's edited. But it's not edited for the to manipulate the crowd, to manipulate the court of public opinion and the judge. No. I'm sure they're like, you get the idea. Here's a condensed version of what We all saw already what the government has seen. Here's an edited version. To me, it doesn't change anything. Okay. So this new file supports the defense's argument at the earlier bail hearings and shows the government knowingly mischaracterized and concealed critical facts during those hearings. As an analysis prepared by forensic video analyst Connor McCourt explains, the video the government submitted to the court omits footage corroborating the defense account, changes the sequence of events in material respects, and does not accurately depict the events. Again, I'm going to sound like a broken record, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. If this was a situation where she was attacking him with a kniff, with a pokey poke, if she was going and she was pummeling him while he was down, or something of that sort, or she was running after him with a pew-pew and he had to protect himself, that'd be a completely different situation and a completely different conversation. But we're not looking at that. We're looking at a person attacking an unarmed woman that looks like she is trying to flee for refuge and trying to get away from a monster. That's all it is. You can edit it however you want to edit it. It is the end that tells me everything. She's on the floor. He is on top of her. He attacks her. He winds up his foot and like straight up, what's his name? Lionel Messi, whatever his name, the soccer player, like Pele. All right. Just bow. He trying to bend it like Beckham. All right. That's insane. He winds up and bow with his foot. Come on, y'all. This is disgraceful. Messy. Thank you. It is messy. Okay. And it is messy. I get it. But still, Lionel Messi just bow like that while she's on the ground. Okay. The government had more complete, I guess, filings during the initial hearings, or files or videos during the initial hearings, but chose not to share it with the court. Instead, it offered its edited version of the CNN video as its most powerful evidence of danger and obstruction. They literally are going, well, see, there's more to it. And it's like the judge is like, wait, there's more? So you're telling me there's more of him putting his hands on her? It's worse? It's longer than this? Oh, damn, I don't want to see it. No, you can stay right behind those bars, man. You're exactly where you need to be. Let's just keep it there. Okay? You're exactly where you need to be. And orange looks great on you. Really brings out your eyes. So instead, it offered its edited version, which I already said. Mr. Combs. Oh, well, it offered its edited version as its most powerful evidence of danger and obstruction. Mr. Combs argued Exhibit A-1 was not evidence of a freak off, but it depicted a domestic dispute in which he ran down the hall of the hotel to recover his clothes and cell phone. The government invented a different narrative. It argued our evidence will show that that's just not what happened, because if it's about the clothes and wanting to get the clothes back, which again, it's not, why drag the victim back down the hall to the room? Exactly. And you can see that on the tape. That's what he does. Exactly. The government further argued Diddy throws a vase at her, which the district court cited in detaining Mr. Combs. The government apparently stands by those arguments again, but they are false, and the government knows that. The more complete footage of the incident, in contrast to the government's sensationalized CNN cut, contradicts the government's representations. The video demonstrates that Combs, in fact, ran down the hall to retrieve a bag of clothes and a cell phone. He did not drag Cassie back down the hall to the room, as the government and its resequenced exhibit falsely suggest. He did not throw a vase or a vase at victim one, Cassie, but only its contents, presumably flowers. And she was not, quote unquote, only able to leave once security staff intervened. In other words, it's the government whose quote unquote explanation is just another cover up, just more lies. The true facts corroborate what Diddy has stated all along. The video is not evidence of a coerced freak off and STing, but rather a sad glimpse into a decade-long consensual relationship between Mr. Combs and Cassie. Oh, golly. You just can't write this stuff. Yeah. You just can't write this stuff, baby. My dog concurs. But still, this is dumb. I'm sorry. You can't look at this and try to move it around and try to restructure things and go, poof, there you go, a new narrative. Even though the narrative still shows that you have a client that did terrible things and did criminal acts to another person. It doesn't matter if she was running away from a freak off or if she was running away from him. Still, two things can be the same. She could be running away from him and a freak off at the same damn time. That's it. It could be one, it could be the other, or it could be both. So again, when I look at this, I'm like, nah, stop. Just stop. Miss me with the nonsense. Okay. So Diddy's new evidence undermines the basis of the initial detention decision, and none of the government's more specific arguments demonstrates otherwise. Communications with Cassie did not evidence STing. Not one piece of correspondence that we have reviewed between Diddy and Cassie, the sole victim in this indictment, corroborates the prosecution's STing theory or its representations at the previous bail hearings. And the government still does not offer a single piece of actual evidence supporting that allegation. Instead, it reiterates its proffer of cherry-picked citations to purported messages. If the messages in context actually support the government's argument, why hasn't it produced them to the defense or provided them to the court? It's a good question. That's a good question, and I wonder. I'm one moment. Oh my gosh, Pascal agrees? Yes, I agree, so shout out. But at the same time, that's a good question, though. If you're going to say it's STing, if you're going to say it's X, Y, and Z, okay, it might be right about this time. Present that information. Present that proof. Also, I think that's what the hearing's all for, though. Isn't the bail hearing, I'm sure, they can bring these conversations up, basically saying you guys have painted my client to be some sort of monster, and where's the proof of that stuff? If he's not that bad if you do not have proof of him actually doing these monstrous things, maybe maybe you let him out on that anklet with the $50 million stuff in the houses and everything, right? But at the same time, that is a good point. Where's the proof of that? That's fine. I'm sure his team would be more than happy to provide that, right? Now, before we continue on, yes, Debbie, thank you. So many of y'all in here, and we got less than 400 likes. The hit that like button down below, guys. Dag nabbit. Okay, let's get it to 700 likes. That's not too much to ask now, is it? Let's get it to 200 likes. 200, please and thank you. And actually, I'm going to take a break and get some of these super chats. Immortal. What's up, man? Thank you so much for being a member for the past 44 months. My Lord. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Diddy probably wants to intimidate the court into being too scared of him and let him be free because that's how he rolls. Yeah, I mean, if this is their attempt at trying to intimidate the court, man, they got to learn from some of the pros out here, because this is not intimidating at all, brother. You know what I'm saying? They need to do some serious work. Moving on, but I hear you though. It's a sad attempt. All of this has been a sad attempt. And again, if he gets let go tomorrow, I will be shocked. I will be absolutely shocked. Instantly, I'm going, judge got paid off. But moving on. Rianne, thank you so much for the love. All right. Thank you so much. It is looking really bad for the lawyers now doing this. Doesn't make them look copacetic at all. Diddy knows he's going to lose this, in my opinion. I agree. I think he's going to get denied, but you never know. Wilder things have happened. Kwame, what up? It's a misdemeanor domestic case, according to LAPD. That one, sure. But if there's more going on, aside from him putting his paws on Cassie, if he's really moving people around, if he's really racketeering, if he's really doing all those things, yeah, prosecution really has some serious work and serious proof to put out here. They got some work to do. Lime, thank you so much. Please tell defense to miss us with the nonsense. Absolutely. Abso-freaking-lutely. It's nonsense. It's nonsense because you got that smoking gun evidence, and now they're trying to put the fire out on this smoking gun evidence. It's dumb. It's dumb. But at the same time, I believe the prosecution needs to show up with more proof of other things other than just the video. And I get that part is needed for sure. The government brushes off Cassie's motives for accusing Diddy as having no bearing on the question of bail. But Cassie is the only victim identified in the indictment, and her credibility will be if not the key issue at trial. If the jury does not credit her testimony, it will have to acquit him of the ST count. That's true. Her motives thus directly relate to and diminish the, quote unquote, weight of the evidence against Diddy, as well as the quote unquote nature of the seriousness of the purported danger he presents. So there is no second victim at all. Okay. The government does not even dispute that despite labeling a second person a victim of STing, it has never even spoken to her. Presumably, for this reason, the government also fails to dispute the fact that this individual was voluntarily intimate with Diddy for years, and redaction. The government now falsely portrays as STing. So if somebody was, I guess this was a full-on consensual relationship with another person, and that person is being claimed by prosecution as another victim. And now his team is basically saying, well, if you don't have proof that she is an actual victim, but you're sliding her in there as a victim, that's you guys being quite cheeky, don't you think? You're being a little bit cheeky, love. We just caught you. So there's possibly that. And I'm wondering how that's going to fly with the judge, because the prosecution has made statements basically saying, yes, we know that they're saying that this victim's not a real victim, but she is. And they showed up with proof, with receipts in their filing just a few days ago. Moving on. The government simply has no response to these facts. Instead, it doubles down on more misleading representations to the court. It suggests Diddy is tampering with this individual through financial coercion. Here it is, including as recently as mid-September 2004. So just last month, 2 months ago, sorry. Yet the government knows, but again withholds from the court that there is simply no financial coercion at all. But the prosecution says that there is financial coercion, and she's on a retainer. She gets paid every month, though. She gets paid monthly. The government's decision, okay, he did not obstruct grand jury witnesses. The government's discussion of Diddy's contacts with witness one contained no facts suggesting any tampering. The government does not and cannot dispute that Mr. Combs did not try to influence the individual's grand jury testimony. To the contrary, he confirmed the witness should, I don't know, lay low or shut up or leave him alone, whatever it is. Indeed, his contacts with the witness were in coordination with counsel and in connection with a defense investigation. The government cites 128 phone contacts in total with witness 2. That would be Kalina Harper, but ignores that the content of the correspondence evinces, I think that's how you say it, no obstruction. The most the government can offer is that redaction. That is all, and it is not evidence of obstruction. So, further warrants release. The government concedes that in considering whether release is necessary for preparation of the person's defense, the Bail Reform Act requires that a defendant in custody, quote unquote, be afforded reasonable opportunity for private consultation with counsel. The government's breezy assurance that the MDC's procedures do not infringe on the defendant's constitutional right to effective counsel or to participate in his defense is cold comfort, particularly given what the opposition revealed about how the government has taken advantage of the detention order to violate Mr. Combs' privacy and pierce his privileged communications with his attorneys. The government has listened to his calls, including with family members and attorneys, and reviewed his messages, including with dozens of individuals, including attorneys. The BOP sweep and prosecutors conduct here will unquestionably have a chilling effect on Combs' preparation if his detention continues. The government's response that its actions need only be reasonable, not perfect, provides little comfort. So, again, I can see their point on seeing. I can see their point in saying that the prosecution, if they're listening to every single phone call, every recording that comes out of that place, yes, they could potentially stumble upon a conversation that he's conducting with his lawyer, sure, or his lawyers, sure, I could see that, but I feel like that kind of stuff can get filtered through maybe a filtered team or something of that sort, so that they don't have those particular recordings. So they don't just accidentally just stumble upon one that's like, oh, there's the lawyers. Whoops. Press stop. Hit the stop button. No. And they just listen to the whole interview or the whole conversation. That is possible. And that's basically what Diddy's team is trying to present here. That like, okay, you get all this information. All right. You get all this information, and then all of a sudden, all these digital downloads of all the recordings and everything like that, and then all of a sudden, you're just like, whoops, we just happened to stumble upon a conversation that you were having with the lawyer. Oops. Yeah, I can see a problem with that. But if they have a filter team, that shouldn't be an issue. In my personal opinion, that shouldn't be an issue. But let's continue on. Defense counsel has repeatedly tried to come to an agreement with the government on various issues, including the sharing of discovery with Diddy and clarifying the filtered team's protocol. These issues remain unresolved. The government says it will provide a laptop, quote unquote, in short order, but it has been saying that all along. And while it has made a laptop for counsel to bring into the MDC available this week, it still has not provided a laptop for Diddy to have in the facility. Okay. The government has done nothing to remedy the issues raised by the motion. To the contrary, it hid from the defense that Diddy's privileged materials and work product were searched and seized. The comment that it, quote unquote, stands ready to engage with defense counsel on these issues if needed is hard to take seriously given the history here. Nor is the suggestion that Diddy should consent to further delaying the trial if detention makes preparation impracticable. He has constitutional and statutory rights to a speedy trial. Quote unquote, when the government moves for the pretrial detention, it has an obligation to arrange for the trial as quickly as possible using quote unquote extraordinary means if necessary. Indeed, in this particular case, Jackson makes completely clear that the court will not view this obligation of the government lightly. So, very, very interesting. Now, there's new evidence. The government's new evidence does not justify detaining Mr. Combs. Yes, it does. So Combs' use of methods of communication to the government, or that the government claims violate BOP policy, does not evidence obstruction, but does not justify detention. It is simply not true that the communications, quote unquote, are designed to evade BOP and law enforcement monitoring. So the contactmeasap.com is a service that defense counsel did not believe was unauthorized by BOP, as it is widely used in the prisons. Interesting. Defense counsel has spoken multiple times with an administrator of this website to confirm that this method communication utilizes the BOP True Links system, which it does, and is monitored by BOP officials, which it is. The government, therefore, can read, even block, every single message Mr. Combs sends and receives through this service, as was Diddy's understanding. Indeed, the government has never once instructed defense counsel to have Diddy refrain from using this service, nor has the BOP. Diddy is no longer using this as of the 16th of November, which is okay. So he's not using it anymore. So if he's not using it anymore, why are you tripping over it, right? Why are you tripping over it? Like, again, of course, you should not be surprised, because somebody just said this too. Yeah, V-Love. Okay, all calls are recorded and monitored. So why are you so surprised if they're getting access to that stuff when all calls are recorded and monitored? And I can say the same thing about these text messages, this text message site. They're getting monitored as well. So why are you acting brand new about that information when you know for a fact they're going through all of your stuff? You think they're only thinking that you're talking about a potential person is trying to manipulate or intimidate or trying to unalive a witness or victim before their trial just through phone calls? No, they could send out a text message saying, I don't know, aardvark. Yeah, suddenly that is code word for, get it done. You never know. So they're monitoring contact me ASAP. They're monitoring emails. They're monitoring everything that leaves that jail. So why are they acting brand new about this? Everything's monitored and recorded. So why are we so surprised about that? Real talk. Hold on. Hold on. I'm still looking. Sorry. Looking at your comments. But yeah, again, ridiculous. Ridiculous, guys. So let's continue on. I got a little bit more I'm going to look through here. So the use of the, oh my God. So they're going to try. So now they're going to try to explain, to try to use an excuse on why he's been using other people's PAC numbers or their personal phone numbers, right? Every single inmate gets an account number, basically account number, phone number, right? And then they can dial that number to go out. They can also add money to it if they need to have more time. You know, like they add time to it. It's like basically a digital phone card. All right. Remember those phone cards? I don't even know if they still exist anymore, but you know what I'm saying, right? So same thing here. It's that. And he's been using other people's accounts to make phone calls. Why has he been doing this? Well, let's find out what the defense is saying. Let's see what kind of BS he's saying here too. This is going to be interesting. So the use of other inmates' PAC numbers, the phone numbers that we're just talking about, is also a widespread practice at the MDC and not obstruction. It's a widespread practice at the MDC. So everybody's doing it, man. So he's just doing the same thing. Why would he do that? So he made friends that quick? Come on, y'all. This is dumb. Inmates routinely share their calling minutes with other inmates, and they are limited to 15 minutes per call and one call per hour. The government has presented no evidence suggesting anything, Diddy says, using others' numbers is any different from what he says while using his individual PAC number. If anything, Mr. Combs needs to resort to sharing minutes demonstrates that the conditions at MDC do not permit an adequate defense preparation. Oh my God. This is some crazy stuff, y'all. Come on, man. You really do you see another opportunity to move the goalpost a little bit? See? No, it's not because of that. It's because he needs to be on the phone as much as possible because he's making phone calls. He still has to make sure that, bills are getting paid, people are taken care of, so on and so forth. He needs to call his lawyers. So he's asking and using many different people's phone numbers so that he can keep up with everything else in his outside world because he is a media mogul, you understand? But this also shows you that he can't stay in MDC anymore. He needs to get out so that he can continue doing what he does best, which is being a businessman while fighting properly for his innocence. Have mercy. This is dumb. Moving on. Although this is technically not permitted by BOP, the BOP effectively sanctions the practice, and all calls are monitored. Congratulations. Now you know that they're monitored. Okay. The government claims to have reviewed multiple calls in which Diddy has attempted to dial in third parties, but it does not describe how any of these calls could be attempted or attempts at obstruction. And while it states that the potential contacts in these calls include members and associates of the enterprise, because the government will not identify these individuals, the defense has no way of testing the government's claims. This is so annoying. Like literally, they're trying everything they can. Okay. They're trying everything they can. All right. To change all of this. They're trying everything they can to move as much as they can to change whatever they can. I mean, it's literally ridiculous. Like they've had time now to think about it. At first, it was no, it's the notes. You guys took the notes, and that's attorney-client privilege. Now that the judge is like, well, those notes, it makes no sense. They didn't say legal in the photos, so you're gonna have to come into on Friday and explain that. And then now we're in a situation where they're like, well, no, 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 no. Oh, let's not forget also this too. You know, oh, these text messages. He didn't know that he wasn't allowed to do this certain procedure. And in fact, using other people's phone accounts, everyone does that. All the inmates do that. That's totally normal. But when it comes to dialing these other third-party contacts, we're asking for them to produce who these individuals that he was talking to, but they are not producing it. But maybe they will. You never know. They might. They're sitting there going, nanny, nanny, boo, boo. You can't get anything. And it's like, oh, snap. Oh, wow. My bad. Okay. So again, yes, and I agree, Tyler. It's extremely exhausting because I mean, let's keep it a bean, guys. This is getting so stupid. Okay. So they say the messages cited by the government, they said the communications do not evidence obstruction. So the messages cited by the government reflect Mr. Combs' efforts to investigate and prepare his defense, including with counsel's preparation, nothing more. And then redactions. All right. It's to me, I mean, of course, with everything else in here, they are clearly sitting there saying, hey, this is wrong. We're going to move this goalpost as best as we can. We're going to move that goalpost as best as we can. Like I said, I'm not going to go through the whole doggone paperwork right now because to me, I think it's just a bunch of fluff and a waste of crap. But for a fact, I'll be keeping this for the hearing for tomorrow because we're going to be sitting there doing a whole watch of the hearing for tomorrow, the bail hearing, because for a fact, if he gets free, it will be absolutely mind-blowing to hear appeal granted. And I'm also curious as to what they're going to present. Even prosecution, because I feel like prosecution needs to answer some of these questions too. Sure. Who are these other people that he was on three-way calls with? Who is that? Who are those people? What else do they have that can really make sure that this keeps him locked up for good? Those are the questions that I have as well. Okay? Because again, it's so crazy. It's just so crazy. But let me see. Don't forget to hit that like button down below, please and thank you. Crush it. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. That'd be amazing. Okay? But again, you're looking at all this and it's like, oh my God, stop. Stop already. Stop already. Because what you're saying is you pulling things out your own ass. You are making things up, or you're just trying to change the narrative. You're trying to turn and spin the lens a little bit different. Oh, you say that he was using other people's accounts to make phone calls. Well, everyone does that. Oh, you say that he was sending text messages to people and all that. But everyone does that. In fact, he was allowed to use that through BOP. He didn't know that these things were being monitored. Of course. He should know. That's idiotic that he wouldn't know that these things are being these things are being monitored. Then the other thing, the filter team. Obviously, that's crucial for them to go through any pieces of evidence, any pieces of info, and making sure that they're not giving anything to the prosecution that could be attorney-client privileged information. And defense and prosecution has to trust that filter team for them to do that particular job. Real talk. But again, yeah, Cerebral, you ain't wrong. It's called billable hours. Yo, come on. I mean, like I said, I feel like they're just painting by numbers. They're literally singing for their supper right now. They're just doing everything they can to show Diddy that they're working hard for him. Like, every day there's got to be something new filed. And if there's not something new filed, I'm sure Diddy's angry about it or makes a huge fuss of it. But the fact that he's actually sitting there saying, the most important part that was being said here is that, and the most shocking piece of information is the fact that he's saying that Cassie's video was edited to make him look bad. It's already bad to begin with. Doesn't matter if it's the whole doggone video or if it's 5 seconds of the video. Shoot, you can't even show it on YouTube without getting flagged. I'm serious. You can't even play it on YouTube without even getting flagged. So if it's that bad, clearly it's bad no matter how many ways you chop it up. Unedited or fully doxed like a mug, people are still looking at it and going, oh, that's bad. So moving the goalpost for that is a waste of time. Then the other things, I could see some points there for sure. Hey, who's the second victim? Sure. They should be able, prosecution should be able to successfully produce that information for the defense and showing proof positive that victim number 2 is indeed a victim. That's what they should be doing. But that shouldn't change whether or not Diddy is granted or denied bail. It shouldn't lift the veil off and suddenly it's like, oh, because victim number 2 isn't really victim number 2, you're free to go, Mr. Combs. Nope, it shouldn't. Not at all. There's already still proof of this man being very dangerous. There's already proof of him reaching out, trying to coerce and trying to change people's narratives, trying to tamper with witnesses and with victims. That's already proof out there. Now, the thing is that I agree with this too. If the prosecution has not given them the information, like the courts, that information of proof of this coercion, yeah, that's tough. That's not a good thing. That'd be very, very bad. That'll make the defense that would make the prosecution look really, really bad. And we don't want that either. We want them to be guilty and get it done. So that's it. And I agree, Beach Girl. Where is it? Dude, you apologized. And now it's edited? Boy, stop. Exactly. But imagine if his apology video was, yeah, I'm sorry for what I did. I found God. I found rehab. I found therapy. I'm just a man trying to be better every day. But that video also was edited, y'all. You didn't see the whole thing. Do you realize how bad he would be destroyed in these streets if he was to do something like that? If he actually added that in to his apology video, yeah, that whole thing was edited. That whole thing was edited. It's not the whole thing. That's not the whole me. Y'all seeing that out of context, you feel me? Like, you understand how angry people would be? The world would be on fire. So, like I said, for them to sit there and go, oh, no, 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 I can't believe. Oh, no, they edited it. They did what they did. It's stupid. It doesn't change anything. It doesn't. And how is the real full Monty right there when we're talking about the diddler? No. He's like, yeah. But yeah. So there you have it. There you have it. I'm annoyed. And this is sad. I actually kind of feel bad for him because he's struggling now. He on that struggle bush. Struggle bush. That's what he's on. And it's looking good on him, though. He might as well wear that for a little while. But here's the other thing, too. I'm very curious about prosecution and what they're going to present in this whole thing as well. Because this could be an absolute mess if they're not able to produce. If they cannot present the information that the judge says, I agree with the defense. What about that? Do you have any of that, prosecutions? Do you? And if they can't really produce any of that stuff, that's a bad look for them. But I'm hoping that the government is on their P's and Q's. Let's be real. All right? So this is going to be interesting, guys. Let's see. Liza, right, Liza. So anyway, Pascal, the world is already on fire, and not because of that creep, but like, yeah, I know the world is already on fire. Okay, the world is a vampire. I don't know why that song popped in my head, but still, it is a very big concern. With Diddy, what the government is going to be able to produce, what they're able to shut the defense up with. And I think that's what they need. I think the prosecution really needs some more solid wins that are just going to shut everybody up. That's kind of what I'm hoping for. But we'll see what happens tomorrow. And you know for a fact that I'm sure they're going to be filing some other BS over the course of the day because he's really, Diddy's freaking out. Diddy's tripping right now. And tomorrow, I'm sure he's just sitting there in his cell, just anxiously waiting, counting the hours, counting the seconds. As the seconds tick by, he's losing his mind even more because he's like, okay, tomorrow's D-Day. I either get to walk out tomorrow or I'm locked up for good. Oh my God. So we will see what happens. Okay. Oh my Lord. What? Why? Is this Night at the Roxbury? But anyway, guys, we'll see what happens tomorrow. But we got all kinds of stuff. Oh, by the way, a little bit of a left turn. But I just found out the reason why I was a little late with getting the show started is because there was a sentencing for Leilani Simon, Quentin Simon's murderous mom. All right. Now, you already know how I feel about his mama. This is the 2-year-old that lost his life. His remains were found in a landfill. In fact, she stuffed him in a trash bag and then put him in a dumpster around the corner. All evidence pointed to her doing this thing. The family, she was, of course, found guilty. Today was her sentencing. So I just wanted to talk about this really quick. Yeah, the mobster. Exactly, Jim. Absolutely. The mobster. All right. But I do want to talk about this for a hot minute. So she was found guilty. This was a very, very, it was a fairly quick trial. She was found guilty. I was all happy about it. I was very happy about it because she got exactly what she deserved. But here's the thing. I feel some type of way about something. During her sentencing, her family went up there. And, I get it. And I feel the same way about Diddy's kids. I know, hold up. I know some of y'all like, boo, tomatoes. Hold on. Before you get at me, give me just 2 seconds. 2 seconds to explain myself. I get it. Family is going to back up family. I get it. Doesn't matter how much you feel some type of way about that person. Doesn't matter if they are found absolutely guilty 110%. They did that ish. I get it. That family going to hold it down for family. Even with the Diddy kids, what do you think they're going to do? You really think they're just going to sit there and not do anything about it? You really think that they're just going to sit there and go, yeah, forget my dad? No, they're going to sit there and gonna fight for their dad because it's their family. It's family. Family over everything, like Vin Diesel. Okay? Fast and Furious. Family over everything. Of course, I agree to a certain extent. But when you get found guilty, and then there's the sentencing, and then the family goes up there and does these long, groveling, very, like they think it's heart-wrenching, but it's really not for the people who know what she did. Miss me with the nonsense. Sorry. But I watched that and I was like, no. Shut up. The family sitting there like, the mom. Oh my God. Mom was Meryl Streeping. Woo! She was summoning her Meryl Streep. She was Meryl Streeping it up there. Okay? Maybe a sprinkle of Susan Sarandon up in that mug, which is, I love you. I love you so much. That's what she was doing. As Leilani's just poured. I'm sorry. I don't like it. It was terrible. It pissed me off because I'm like, oh, come on. Why do we have any room to have any heart for this woman? For what she did? She did something terrible. Now, I get it. Going up there and being like, listen, she is my daughter. Can she get the possibility of parole? But she did this. And that same mother was standing right next to her when we were all wondering where little Quentin was, and was sitting there just dying on that hill for Leilani. I'm sorry. There's a moment when you go, you ain't my kid right now. I'm sorry. You ain't my kid right now. I'm going to be over here. You did what? You ain't my kid. Because my kid would not do that. I'll be over here. No, I'm still your dad. I still love you. But you ain't my kid right now. I'm disappointed with you. We're going to talk when this little boy's found. I'll see you in a little bit. That's it. I'm not going up there. In real talk, I'm going up there and I'm doing that statement, right? And I'm not doing it on behalf of Leilani. I'm doing it on behalf of Quentin. Because she did that. She took that little boy's life, stuffed him in a bag, drove down the street, threw him in a dumpster like he was nothing. And even before that, he was being treated like he was nothing as well. He was the black sheep of the kids. And even how the family was reacting to him missing was deplorable. So when I see them up there and they're like, please just, that whole Meryl Streep-ish, it angers me. Because not once was it, let her get exactly what she deserves because she did this to this young boy. Not once did they ever talk about Quentin. Yeah, they mentioned him, but they didn't talk about him. It was all, put her through good counseling and so she can go through some therapy and everything. Huh? What about the main reason why she's in that doggone place in this situation in the first place? lock her ass up and throw away the key. But guess what happened? Because of all the waterworks and all the BS, what did the judge do? The judge gives Leilani life with the possibility of parole. Now, I'm telling you right now, that does not make me happy. I was very disappointed with that sentencing. She should have gotten life without the possibility of parole. She does not need to be anywhere near no kids, near no family members, no nothing. But see, this is the problem. This is how I feel about it. Now, I don't know about anybody else, but this to me shows exactly the dynamics within her house that she was staying at with her mom and with her mom's, husband and all the other people that were in the house. Clearly, there was no damn care for this kid. None. And she got really lucky. It's like the judge woke up on the right side of the bed today and decided, I'll give her possibility of parole. That's fine. When she did something so monstrous, so unforgivable. Like I said, I still just can't believe. She got possibility of parole. An act like that should not be getting. You getting in there for life. Shoot. If there ain't no DP, you getting in there for life. So I was very mad about it. And then I was just like, I don't need to see the families up there bawling their eyes out, all sad and stuff about something that they were helping her. They were on Team Leilani. Now, I'm not sitting here saying that they knew that she did it, but at the same time, it wasn't like they were out here trying to help. They weren't. And then what even worse, it's like you're doing your daughter a disservice for not getting the full justice that she should have been getting. That's what I think. Once again, you're coddling her. You're trying to make everything good for her. You're trying to move the goalpost for her so it makes it easier for her. And then guess what? You got it. You did. But this is the reason why she did what she did in the first doggone place, because she didn't understand, or she didn't grow up, I guess, or was not raised to learn that life can get hard sometimes and kids aren't easy all the time. Sometimes you got to push through. Not unalive the kid, throw him in a bag and dump him in a dumpster and think you're going to be okay. Like I said, I think that house was filled with enablers, and it angers me that all those enablers, some of those enablers, walked up there and yapped through their halitosis infected gums, that ish that I heard today. I was angry about that. I was like, these girls right here, these women right here, you are on some serious ish. You really trying to get them, right? Really trying to get her a lesser punishment? Yeah, so I was angry about that. If you didn't catch that already, that really angered me. Okay, I wasn't cool with that. Sat there, and that's why I was a little late, because I was watching live, and I was just watching the verdict. And as soon as she said life with the possibility, I was like, oh, let me move on, man. Come on. After seeing all the, I love you. I'll always be there for you. It's like, no, you should have been saying this a long time ago to Quentin. What about Quentin? What about the baby boy? What about him, y'all? It's just bad. It's just bad. But it is what it is. She'll be in there for a good long time if she doesn't perish behind bars. And that's all she wrote. That's all she wrote. But I think that judge went a little easy on her. I really do. but it is what it is. Anyway, guys, that is the show. I appreciate all y'all for being here. It means a lot. It really does. Thank you so much. You know what angers me more than anything in the world? I'm sorry to cut this real quick, but I'm going to turn it back on here in a second, I promise. But you know what angers me more than anything in the world? What really burns my cookies? What really burns my cookies is when there are criminals that should be getting harsher sentences and they don't get that. That's what angers me more than anything in the world. And you got to remember, this is somebody who took the life of a baby. Took the life of a baby. Still nothing. To me, that's ridiculous. And sometimes justice will serve you a beautiful plate and it will be justified. You're like, oh, that's a hearty meal right there. And then sometimes it'll just give you turtle food. And that one felt a little bit like turtle food. Doesn't happen very often, but it does. And when it does, it just burns my cookies. Anyway, guys, I appreciate all y'all for being here. Again, thank you so much. Appreciate you. You guys are incredible. Mimi, thank you so much for the super sticker. I really do appreciate it. Hit that like button down below on your way out. I'd really appreciate it. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Hit that follow button if you're watching on other platforms. Check out my Patreon. Check out my locals. Hit that join button down below. Become a member. Check out my merch. Check out the dumb merch door. Okay? PascalMerch.com. We got some holiday sweaters and hoodies and t-shirts ready to go. So go check it out. All right. And of course, pinned to the top of the chat, of course, thank you, Debbie, for the help, is my GoFundMe. Go check it out. A little bit goes a long way. All right. That'll be greatly appreciated. All right. Anyway, guys, it is time to get going. I got to hop off, but I'll be talking to you guys very soon. I'm sure the news is going to keep on newsing here. So we'll be back to talk about things soon. All right. And hold on real quick. Hold on. Sorry. False alarm. Hold on. I just want to make sure I'm not crazy. Let me just see something really, really quick before I turn off. Because I am kind of curious about something. I want to make sure. Let's see. One second, guys. Okay. Nothing so far. Sorry. I was checking because I was like, maybe Tony Busby filed his lawsuit against the particular prominent figure that's suing him and everything. And it looks like that's not happening. Not yet, at least. But I'm sure it's going to be happening very, very soon. Okay? Sorry for the false alarm. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. It's time to get going. Have a great, maybe sometime tonight. And I'm going to be looking for it. Because if it does happen tonight, and my eyes are still open, we will be live and we will talk about it, okay? But anyway, guys, I'll be seeing you guys very, very soon. Much appreciated you guys being here and spending the time with me. I appreciate it, seriously. But it's time to get going. Hit the like button, hit that subscribe button, and I'll be talking to you guys very soon. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. We'll talk soon. This is The Pascal Show. Bye.